means the voltage source will occur in between the two nodes. Then a supernode is formed. Okay. So that means whenever we are having a two principal nodes, there will be some voltage source existing in between our two principal nodes. Then we have to apply for the supernode equation. Okay. So how we are applying the supernode equation? So by shorting the voltage source, that means remove the voltage source and short the remove the voltage source. Think battery. Remove that battery and short the voltage source. That means we are removing the battery and replacing with a short circuit. The replacing with a short circuit. So that means we are making that voltage of our V1 and V2 are equal. V1 and V2 are equal. Then we are saying that this V1 potential is equal to V2. Then there will be no current passing in this. So whenever the current will be passing means there will be a potential difference across the conductor. So here there is no potential difference because the V1 and V2 are both are equal. Both are equal. So the current is zero in this particular supernode branch. Okay. So how we are removing the voltage source means by replacing with a short circuit. By replacing the voltage with a short circuit. This is one of the important point. Okay. So students, please put your attendance in the chat box. The last class, same as in the last class. Okay. So now we'll see about so up to here clear. So now we'll see about problem based on this. Up to here clear. Hello. Three doubts. So when the supernode is formed, in between of two nodes, there will be a voltage source existing in between those two nodes. Then the supernode is formed. So how can you replace that supernode with a short circuit? So first remove the voltage source, then replace with a short circuit. So that this short circuit making that V1 and V2 are equal. V1 and V2 are equal in magnitude. If V1 and V2 are equal in magnitude, then there will be no potential difference. Okay, then the current flowing through that supernode branch is zero. Okay, so now we'll see about the example of supernode equation so that you will get more clarity about this. So as it clear now, can I erase this? Hello, hello.
Yes, sir. You can erase.
Okay, okay, thank you. Okay, so can now see the example problem. So it is a supernode problem. So now see here how many principal nodes are there in this particular. So I'm writing the values of the resistances. Now see here how many principal nodes are existing in this circle. So here the three elements are interconnected. So this is one principal node. So this is the first node. And here also we can see the three elements are joined. So this is the second principal node. So that means there is two principal nodes in this particular circuit. Okay. So these are the two principal nodes. Now how many node equations will come? Two node equations. Okay. Now you see here I am extending the circuit with another resistor in order to form a supernode. Okay. Supernode means two in between the two nodes, two principal nodes, there will be a some voltage source is existing. Okay, like this. So here we can see here the three elements are joined. So we can say this is another principal node. Okay. So this is another principal node. So now we can see here this forms a super node. Super node. Why? Because this is the one of the principal node and this is the one of the principal node. So in between our two principal nodes, the voltage source will existing here, so that there will be a super node, forming of a super node. Okay. Now you can see how many node equations will come? Three node equations. Okay, three node equations. According to principal nodes, how many node equations will come? Three principal nodes. So first, I am redrawing the circuit by replacing this super node battery with a short circuit, so that I can represent the current directions. So this can be removed here, and by placing a short circuit like this. And this is V2 here, and this is V3, and this is at the node points we are mentioning it as a voltages. So V1, V2, V3, we are having three nodes. So we are placing a V1, V2, V3, V5, and this is 2. Now we'll see V1 and V2 potentials are equal. So that this is a common node. This is a totally a common node. V1, V2 potentials are equal. So this is a common node. So here the current flowing it is like this, and the current is divided into two branches like this. Here, due to the V2 potential, the current is passing in like this, and here the two potentials V2 and V3 are equal, so that there will be no current passing into this. So super node branch there is no current. Here I is equals to 0. Okay, but due to the potential V3, the current is passing into this and this. Okay, like this. Okay, so here there is a common potential called as ground potential. Okay, here voltage is 0. Okay, now we need to write down the common two node equations. So first we need to write down the super node equation. Super node. So how can you write the super node equation? First, what is it? Okay. So now we have replaced the 5 volts with a short circuit. Okay. So the positive sign is towards the second node or third second node. Positive sign. The positive sign of the battery is towards the second node or third node. Hello.
Second node,
Hello.
sir.
Second node. Okay. Second node. So first we write down V2. Because the positive potential is towards the V2. So V2 and the negative potential is towards the V3. So minus V3. So what is the voltage value? 5 volts. So this is the supernode equation. In this manner, we have to write down the supernode equation. Okay. Now write down the first node equation. 1. Depending on the current direction. So at node points, The incoming current is 10 amperes is the incoming current to the current source. Okay. So incoming currents are always taken as negative. So minus 10. Okay. Next. And what is the current for this branch? How we have to write down this? So V by R. The current flowing in this particular branch is V by R. So what is the potential at this particular point is nothing but V1. So V1 minus 0 by 3. So we have to write down V1 minus 0 by 3. That means V1 by 3. What is the current flowing in this particular branch? So it is this 5 ohms is in between V1 and V2. The 5 ohms is in between V1 and V2. But we are writing the node equation for first node equation. So first write down the V1. Then what is the potential at V2? V2. So minus V2 potential difference. Okay. Divided by what is the resistance value of the branch? 5 ohms. So in this way we have to write down. So any other elements connected to this particular V1 branch? No. So we have already written 10 amperes and we have written the current flowing in the 3 ohms and we have written the current flowing in the 5 ohms. That's all. And it equals to 0. So this is the KCL. According to KCL,
Sir, why minus
we are
10,
writing
sir?
why
Minus 10, sir.
minus 10.
Yes.
So this is the incoming current to this node. So V1, you take the V1 node, first node. So what is the incoming current to this first node? 10 amperes. So incoming currents are taken as negative, outgoing currents are taken as positive. So to this node, the 3 ohms branch current is outgoing and 5 ohms branch current is outgoing. So outgoing currents are positive. So outgoing currents are taken as positive and incoming current are taken as negative. Okay. So algebraic sum of incoming currents and outgoing currents are taken are equal to 0. That is the KCL statement. Okay. Now you have understand. I think.
Yes,
Have
sir.
you understand or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now okay. Uh, See, I am solving here this particular equation again. So minus 10 plus V1 by 3 plus V1 by 5 it is treated as this minus V2 by 5 equals to 0. So V1, take V1 here common. So V1, we take the V1 as common. So we'll get 1 by 3 plus 1 by 5 minus of V2 by 5 is equals to 10. Okay. So this is the equation. So we have to solve this equation. So what is the value? So V1, take the LCM 50, 5 plus 3, 8, 8 minus V2 by 5 is equals to 10. So what is the 18 by 5 value? You can use the calculator and tell me the value. 18 by 15 or 8 by 15. You can use the calculator and tell me the value.
0.533, sir.
0.
533.
0.
0.533, sir.
Okay, okay. And 1 by 5 value? 1 by 5.
0.4. Sir, sir. 0.2, sir.
0.2, sir.
0.2.
0.282 equals to 10. So this is the first equation. And this is the super node equation. So you can treat it as the third equation. Now we have to write down the second node equation. So second node is connected to super node. Okay. So that means we are writing another super node equation. Okay. So we have removed the super node with a battery, with a short circuit, so that we are writing a super node that is represented here third equation. Okay. Now we are doing that. We are writing for the second node equation. Second node is connected to super node. Okay. Second node is formed as a super node. So we are writing that equation. So can I erase this up to here? Any doubts up to here?
Yes, sir.
Any
No,
doubt?
sir.
Okay. So I am erasing this first node equation. Now see, I am writing for the node 2. Node 2 is connected to super node. Okay. Okay. Node 2. So here in the second circuit, you can see second circuit. Second circuit, there is no current flowing in this particular branch between V2 and V3, and I is 0. I have represented that I is 0. That means we are equating the potentials. V2 and V3 are same. V2 and V3 are same. So we are writing a node equation. The current flowing to the 2 ohms branch is nothing but a V2 minus 0 by 2. Okay. Plus this is the outgoing current to V2 node. Okay. And V at V3 there is a two outgoing currents. Okay. So first I am writing the 3 ohms branch current V3 minus 0 by 3, that is the 3 ohms branch current, and I am writing the 5 ohms and 2 ohms which are connected in series. So why? Because the same current will be passing into the 5 ohms and 3 ohms which is connected to V3. So V3 minus 0 by 5 plus 2 is equal to 0. So why? Because any elements connected to this particular node V3? No. So this is the second node. So that means we are combinedly writing it for second node and third node. Why? Because we are making it a V2 is equals to V3 means we are writing it for V2 and V3. Okay. Now that means this is for node equation 2 and 3. Okay. We are making V2 is equals to V3. Okay. Remember that point. But we don't know exactly what is V2 and what is V3. We have to calculate. Okay. V2 by 2 plus V3 by 3 plus V3 by 7 equals to 0. So now you have to take the V3 common so that you will get 1 by 3 plus 1 by 7 is equals to 0. Okay. This 21 and this is 7 plus 10 equals to 0. Here I am writing V2 by 2 plus. So please mute yourself. Please mute yourself. So 10 by 21, what is the value? 10 by 21.
0.47, sir.
0.47 is equal to 0. Okay. So V2 is 1 by 2 is nothing but 0.5. 0.5 V2 plus V3 into 0.47 is equal to 0. Okay, this is one equation. The second equation. And we got our three equations. Okay. This is V1 in terms of V1 V2. Okay. And this is in terms of V2 V3 super node equation. And this is the second equation, nothing but a 0.5 V2 plus 3. So it is in terms of V2 V3 is equals to 0. By using a calculator, we can easily solve these three equations. So now we'll say what is the value of V1, V2, and V3 by using calculator. By using calculator, you can tell me. So I already told that how to calculate this kind of equations by using a calculator in the last class. Last before class, I think. Calculate it and tell me to calculate. So you know the calculation or not? how to calculate this kind of equations. So here V3 term is 0. Put the V3 term as 0. Here for second equation V1 term is 0. Okay. And here third equation also V1 term is 0. So that you can easily calculate the first 2 and 3 equations in the calculator. So that you will get a V2 and V3. After that, any value of V2 is substituted in the place of first equation, so that you can solve for V1.
Sir, V2 value 13.46, sir.
V2 value. So all people should calculate and tell me the value, same value is getting or not. Okay. So V2 value is, what is the value? 13.30.
46. 46.
30.
13, sir, 13.
Okay.
46. Okay, sir.
Okay. And what is the V3 value?
Minus 14.32, sir.
Okay. Okay. Now substitute this V2 and V3. Any of in the first equation V2 value substitute in the first equation substitute V2 value as 13.46 and tell me the value of V1.
Sir, sorry, sir. I, equation 1 and 2, sir. 3, sir. These are wrong.
You are
Sir.
solving?
Those wrong answers, sir. V2 and V3.
Okay.
Sorry, sir.
Okay. So solve 2 and 3 equations and tell me the value of V2 and V3. So up to here, are you following or not? Please, so please clear itself now. Otherwise, it will be problem. So up to here, you are following or not? So all people I am asking. So one of the people. Bhumika, who is Bhumika? Please respond. No, I'm not asking questions. Just I am asking about how much you are understanding about my class. Okay. So please, Bhumika, unmute yourself.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are you following the class?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So are you know about how to calculate these equations in the calculator?
Yes, sir.
This. Okay. Now you can tell me the values of V2 and V3 using calculator. Okay. What is the V2 value? So time is running. Please do first.
2.42.
Otherwise, I will. Okay. 2.42.
42.
What is the value of V2? 2.42.
Nothing understanding.
And what is the V3 value? Nothing understanding. Who is this?
Ashok.
Hello.
Ashok.
Okay, no problem. Who is this? Nothing understanding. No problem. Tell me. If you don't need to say, you will be lost. Okay? So don't think like that. You want really subject. So please tell me if you are not understanding. Okay? So that I will be make sure you to understand. Okay? So please tell me who is saying that nothing understanding. So you need to calculate two equations which are nothing but the same pattern. So here V2 is equal, V3 is equal. So that means Here also V2 and V3. So solve the 2 and 3 equations first, so that by using a calculator we can get the V2 and V3. So V2 and V3 values are obtained by using a calculator. So in calculator, how can you solve these kind of equations? I have already discussed it in the last class. So if you don't know, please tell me. I will tell again. Okay. Is there any issue? Please tell me no. Please tell me no. Otherwise, you will be lost. Hello. Hello. Okay. What is the V2 value? 2.42. And what is the V3 value after solving these two equations? 2 and 3 equations. What is the V3 value? Okay, anyway, I will come, take my calculator and I will tell. Okay. Wait for 5 minutes. I'll take my calculator and come again.
Sir, 2.91 volts, sir.
Yeah. Hello. Okay. Now see my video. Is my video is clear? Is my video is clear and my calculator is visible to you? And my calculator is visible to you or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now see here in my calculator, I use a shift and mode. Here, first I will try. First, you use the press the mode button. Okay. In the mode button, you will get a COM 1 and the complex. So again, you will need to press right. Okay. Mode button, so that you get SD and REG base like this. Again, you need to press move button, so that you will get a equation EQN1. Okay. So you need to press 1 unknowns. So here we are solving the unknowns for 2 and 3. Okay. So we are solving for 2 unknowns. First we need to know V2 and V3 values. So 2 unknowns. Okay. So use 2. So press 2 button, so that first you need to write down the coefficients of A1, A2 and B1, B2. Okay. Now tell me the coefficients of second equation. V2 coefficient is number 0.5. In the place of A1, you need to press 0.5, then press equal to. Okay. In the place of B1, what is the coefficient of V3? 0.47. So that you need to press then equal to. Okay. What is a C1? On the right side, we are have 0. So that you need to press 0 and equal to after that. So So what is the third equation? Third equation, V2 minus V3 is equals to 5. What is the V2 coefficient? Instead of A2, you have to press V2 coefficient. V2 coefficient is 1. So press 1, then equal to, okay. So what is the V3 coefficient? V3 coefficient is minus 1. So in the place of V2, you need to press minus 1, then equal to, what is the C2? On the right side, we are having coefficient as 5. So in the place of C2, you need to put 5 and then equal to. So that you will get x value and y value. X is nothing but a V2 value and y is nothing but a V3 value. Okay. In this way, you can do the calculations. So x value I got as a 2.42. That means V2 value is 2.42 and y value is minus 2.57. Minus 2.57. So in this way you can do the calculation. So understood or not? Have you understood or not?
Yes, sir.
Please respond.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Understood.
Okay. 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 After this calculation, you need to substitute the V2 value in the place of first equation. So you got the V2 value as 2.42. Okay. So that is substituted in the first equation. And tell me the value of V1.
V1 value
After substituting V2 value as 2.42. Okay. V1 value is
0.91.
0.91. Okay. So we obtain the values of V1, V2 and V3. V1 value as 0.91 volts. Okay. So now you can easily calculate individual branch currents. Now I want all the branch currents. Okay, that means what is the current flowing in the 3 ohms, what is the current flowing in the 5 ohms, and what is the current flowing in the 2 ohms. I want each branch currents. Okay. So for that we need node voltages. For that we need node voltages. We got the values as by using the equations. Okay. Now by using these node values, we can easily calculate the branch currents. Okay. So up to here clear. So can I erase this? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
So in calculator we are solving the two equations that in a similar manner. So I am writing here as calculator how to solve two equations. I am writing. So press mode button. Okay. So that you'll get a COMP1 and the COPLX1 by 2. Okay. Again, you need to press mode button. After this, press mode button again, so that you will get a SD RG to base 3. Okay. Again, you need to press mode button. So after the pressing mode button, you will get a equation like this. Map to BCP3. So you need to press equation. That means you need to press one button in your calculator. You need to press one button in your calculator. Okay. So after pressing one button, so it will ask for unknowns. It will ask for unknowns. Unknowns 2 or 3. So here we are having a unknowns 2. So select. So you need to press 2. Okay. So if there is an unknowns for 3, so we need to press 3. Okay. In this way you can use a calculator. So after pressing the 2 button, that is asking like A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2. These are the coefficients. of the equations. Okay. So after entering these values, we can display the values of answers like x and y. X is the answer for unknown equation, nothing but V2 here, and y is answer for V2. Okay. So in this way, you can do the calculation in a calculator. Okay. Have you understand? Can I erase this? Can I erase this? Now, I want the first 3 ohms current. So I at 3 ohms. I at 3 ohms is obtained by, this is the I at, so 3 ohms branch is connected to which node? First node. So V1 minus 0 by 3 is the 3 ohms branch current. So V1, what is the value of V1? 0.91. 0.95 by 3. This is the value of I3. I at 3 ohms. So what is the value of 0.91 by 3?
0.30, sir.
Solve me and tell me. 0.30.
303.
This is the I at 3 ohms. Now I want to calculate I at 5 ohms. I at 5 ohms. 5 ohms is in between 1 and 2 nodes. In between 1 and 2 nodes. Okay. So I at 5 ohms is equals to V1 minus V2. So potential difference is like that V1 minus V2. What is the resistance value? 5 ohms. So I is equals to V by R according to Ohm's law. So we want to calculate the 5 ohms branch current. Okay. What is the potential between the resistance V1 and V2? V1 and the V2. That is the potential difference. Okay. V1 minus V2 is the potential difference. And what is the resistance value? 5 ohms divided by 5. Okay. So now we have already calculated V1 and V2. Substitute those values. 0.91 minus 2.42 by 5. What is the value?
2.27.
Minus
Minus 2.27.
2.27.
73 amperes.
0.30, not 2.27. Okay, I have calculated it. So I have calculated it. The value obtained as the value obtained as 0.91 minus 2.42 is nothing but a minus 1.51 divided by 5. So that you will get a minus 0.30. Minus
Sir, V1
0.30.
value 19. Sir,
V1 value, what is the value? Yes.
19.
Yes, yes, sir.
V1 value
19.66 we are getting,
V1
sir.
value,
19.67, sir.
so V1 value is 19.67. Have you substituted in the first equation? V2 value is 2.42. Okay, all people are getting the V1 value as 19.6. If this 19.6 means this is also wrong value, I at 3 ohms. Okay, now tell me what is the V1 value after the calculation? What is the V1 value? Obtained value.
19.7.
19.7.
67.
67. Okay. So now substitute here V1 value as 19.6, 19.67, and tell me the value of I at 3 ohms, which is nothing but 19.6 divided by 3. So it is around 6.56. It's around 6.56. 6.567 amperes. Okay. 19.7 minus 2.4255. That is the I5. So I'm getting a I at 5 ohms as I at 5 ohms as 3.45 amperes. Okay. Amperes. So this is the I at 5 ohms. Now I need to calculate I at 2 ohms. I at 2 ohms. So I at 2 ohms is nothing but it is connected to V2. It is connected to V2. Okay. So now V2 minus 0 by 2 ohms. Okay. So what is the value of V2? 2.42. 2.42 by 2. What is the value? 2.42 by 2. So it is nothing but 1.21. Is 1.21 amperes. Okay. So that is I at 2 ohms. And next I need to calculate I at 3 ohms again. So it is I at 3 ohms. So which is connected to the 3 ohms, which is connected to node 3. Nothing but V3. V3 minus 0 by 3. So what is the value of V3? Minus 2.57 by 3. So what is the value? Minus 2.57 divided by 3. 0.856. 0.856 amperes. So this is I at 3 ohms. Now I want I at these 5 ohms and 2 ohms are connected in series, so that we can say that same current is passing into the two resistors. So now I am saying that I at 5 ohms and 2 ohms is equals to, which is connected to V3. So V3 minus 0 by 5 plus 2, 7. Why? Because I am adding the resistance, means these two resistors are connected in series. Okay, that's why I have added two resistors. Okay, so 5 plus 2, 7. So V3 minus the potential at ground is 0. So V3 minus 0 by 7. So what is the value of V3? 2.57 divided by 7. So that we got 0.36. This is the negative value. This statement calculated. So this is the I at 5 ohms and 7 ohms. So we have calculated branch currents. This is a super node by using a super node. So we have calculated all the node voltages. Okay. Calculated individual branch currents. This way you can do the problem. So have you understand or not? Please tell me. Hello.
Sir, your screen is not been shared, sir.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
You people are not responding. Is this here? Here. Are you there? Hello? Here. Are you there? Yeah. Hello? Anyone can respond? The screen is visible to you or not?
Sir, your voice is breaking, sir. Your voice is breaking, sir.
Okay, now. Let me keep breaking. Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Now it is clear.
Yes, sir.
So up to now it is clear. I will
Yes,
go to the
sir.
further topic or not? Okay. Can I erase this? Now we'll see about the next topic. So I will give the homework problem in the super note.
So the screen is not sharing.
Who is that? Tell your roll number. Man. Hello.
Sir,
Uh,
screen is not sharing.
again I'm sharing. Okay. Now you can see. Is it visible or not? Tell me now.
Now it's visible, sir.
So this is the homework problem given to you. Okay. Calculate individual branch currents. So that means I want each and every branch currents. Okay. So here there is a super node occur in between of two nodes. So I have explained the till now one problem. Okay. So in the same manner you need to solve. So this is the homework problem given to you. Note it down and do itself. Can I erase this? Have you noted down? So each and every class I am giving a homework problem, one homework problem. Okay. So that means all these homework problems should be in assignment. Should be in assignment. So after completion of this semester, I will ask all the problems, homework problems given to you, which is given. So it will be awarded by 5 marks. Okay, for each student. This homework problems is awarded as a 5 marks. So please note it down, this homework problem and do itself in your home. Okay. Have you completed this? Can I erase this and move on to the next topic? Please respond. Your response is not good.
Not enough, sir. Time is up, no, sir.
Sir, you can take it.
Okay. So I'm moving on to the next topic. So we have till now we have completed a KVL, KCL, and steady state analysis of a DC circuit.
Sir,
Now we
place
are
the
moving on to
recording in the group, sir.
alternate. Okay, okay. Now we are moving on to the next topic, nothing but alternating current. So alternating current is nothing but the magnitude of a quantity, the magnitude of a alternating quantity is varying with respect to time. With respect to time, then that is called as an alternating current. So example for this, if you take I value and I value on the y-axis and time on the x-axis, so that you get sinusoidal wave like this. That means the definition is implying that the magnitude of a alternating quantity varying with respect to time. That means again every instant of time, so the magnitude varies. So we can see from this. So at 0, I have 1, 2, 3 seconds. So at 1 second, the magnitude of the alternating quantity is having 2 amperes. At 2 seconds, what is the magnitude of the alternating quantity? Is nothing but 5 amperes. Is about what is the magnitude of 3 seconds? The current is maximum of 10 amperes. So that means at each and every time interval, the current is varying. Current is altering or varying with respect to time. So that's why the current is called as a alternating current. Okay. So the current is looking like a sine wave. The current is looking like a sine wave. Okay. So example for alternating current is nothing but a sine wave. Cycle. Next. Cycle is not bicycle. Okay. So it is a cycle means one complete set of positive and negative half cycles of an alternating waveform. So this is an example for alternating waveform. So this is a positive half cycle and this is a negative half cycle. The complete set of positive half cycle and negative half cycle is called as a cycle. So it is called as a cycle. Okay. So this is the cycle. Now we'll see about a time period. These are the small definitions with regards to alternating currents. Okay. Time period. So time period means time taken to complete one cycle. Time taken to complete one cycle is called time period. So what is the time taken to complete a cycle? This cycle. That means suppose this is a time for 0 to 5 half cycle, and this is another set of time for 5 to 5 is a negative half cycle in time. So total time period for one complete full cycle is 0 to 2 pi. 0 to 2 pi is the time period for the complete cycle. Okay. So this is called as a time period. Time period. Time taken to complete one full cycle. Okay. So this is the time period. Now we'll see about what is the alternating current equation. Alternating current instantaneous alternating current expression. Suppose we are having a current waveform like this. This is the current alternating current waveform. Okay. So we can present a maximum value here So again I will draw. So this is an alternating current waveform. Okay. So at the maximum value, this is the maximum, positive maximum, I max. What is a waveform? This is a sine wave. This is a sine wave. If you take this is omega t, omega t, so that we can write the instantaneous current equation as I equals to peak value as a I maximum. I maximum. What is the waveform? Sine. What is x-axis? Omega t. So this is the instantaneous alternating current equation. Instantaneous alternating current equation. In the same manner, we can represent the instantaneous alternating voltage expression. Suppose you take the instantaneous alternating voltage waveform. Voltage will also the same manner sine wave. Voltage, alternating voltage. So the peak value is the Vmax. The peak value is the Vmax, and the waveform is the sine wave, and the x-axis is omega t. So we can represent the alternating voltage as Vmax. V is equals to Vmax sine omega t. So this is the instantaneous value of alternating voltage. Instantaneous value of alternating voltage. So this is current, instantaneous value of alternating current. Okay, I understand here. Up to now, can I erase this? So these are the small definitions. If you are not responding, means I will go. Okay, no need to answer. I will go. Will go definitely. So now we'll see about RMS value. So before going to RMS value, we'll see about average value. Average value of an alternating quantity or alternating current. So the average value's definition is like this: steady DC value when transfers to the same circuit, same charge as transferred by the alternating current. So that means, suppose if you are giving a particular circuit to a DC supply, so that means if you are connecting a resistor to a DC supply, how much amount of charge is created? Okay, when it is connected to the same resistor, when it is connected to an AC source, the same charge as is transferred by an alternating current, then that value is called as a average value. That value is called as a average value. Okay. So this is the definition of average value. So steady DC current or DC value when transferred across the same circuit, same charge as transferred by the alternating current. So that represents the average value. So if you connect a resistor to a DC source, how much amount of charge is produced by the DC source to that circuit? As if the same circuit is connected to an AC source, okay, AC source, the same charge as is getting through a DC source, which is again getting through the alternating quantity. Okay, that type of value is called as an average value. So this is the definition of average value. Now we'll see about the average value for an alternating current. Average value. How to solve the average value for an alternating current. So for that we need to consider alternating current waveform with respect to the time waveform. So this is an alternating current waveform and the time period is 0 to 2 pi for one complete full cycle. So for half cycle, what is the time period? 0 to pi. So in order to calculate average value is equals to area of half cycle by base length. This is the formula. Area of the half cycle. So I want the area of this particular half cycle. So what is the half cycle per period? 0 to pi. So that means the time period per half cycle is pi. So I average is equals to what is the area? Area can be obtained by integrating. Okay. So what is the limits of this 0 to pi? 0 to pi. We are integrating for the area of the curve per alternating current, which is nothing but so it can be replaced with a theta y because we are mentioning the time period in terms of degrees. In terms of degrees, that way we can represent this axis as a theta, this axis as a theta. So this can be d theta by base length. Base length for we are considering the area for a half cycle. So the base length for a half cycle is nothing but a pi minus 0. Pi minus 0. So 1 by pi, which is can be written as 1 by pi integral of 0 to pi I d theta. So we can represent I as I max instantaneous value. I max sin omega t. Here omega t can be replaced with theta. Why? Because here the what is the x-axis here? Theta. So the replace the omega t with the theta. So this is the formula for I. Now I need to substitute this I value in the place here. In this place. So 1 by pi integral 0 to pi I max sin theta d theta. So take out I max. So I max by pi integral of 0 to pi sin theta d theta. What is the integration of sin theta? Minus cos theta. So you can written here as I max by pi integration of sin theta is nothing but a minus cos theta limits 0 to pi. Okay. So up to here clear? Any doubts? Up to here clear? Any doubts?
It's clear,
Hello.
sir.
Okay. So now I am erasing this part. Now I am erasing this formula. Writing here what I max by pi. So we need to substitute the limits cos of pi minus of cos minus of minus plus plus cos 0. So I max by pi. So cos pi is nothing but minus 1. Minus of minus 1 Cos 0. What is the value cos 0? What is the value of cos 0? 1 plus 1. So you'll get I max by 5. So minus of minus 1 is equal to 4 2 I max by 5. So you're getting I average as 2 I max by 5. So anyone can calculate a 2 by 5 value. So I'm using a calculator. So 2 by 5. 0.636. I've calculated 0.636 2 by 5 value. So I'm writing here 0.636 I max, I average value. We are getting I average value as 0.636 I max. Okay. So up to here, clear? Any doubts?
Yes, sir.
So I'm erasing this. So we are getting a I average value as 0.636 I maximum. This is I average value. So I average value is equals to 0.636 I max. Okay, remember this. Now we'll see about the RMS value. So if you take this is a I average value. If you take V average, we'll get the same value. If you take average voltage by considering the alternating voltage waveform, this is the alternating voltage. This is theta and this is 0. This is 5 to 5. So if you take this alternating voltage, we have derived this particular half cycle area so that we will get a V average as same like this D max 0.636 D max. Okay, so I'm not doing it is the same way in the form of current. We have already done it, so we need to calculate the V average in a similar way. Okay. I'm not doing that, so I'm writing that. So V average we obtained as 0.636 D max. Now we'll see about RMS value, root mean square value of alternating quantity. RMS value means root mean square value. Root mean square value of alternating quantity. Okay. So it is defined as steady DC current in which flows steady DC current which flows with circuit and non given time A as produced by the alternating quantity. connected to the same for a given time. So this is the definition of the root means per value. So it is defined as a steady DC current which when flowing through a given circuit for a given time produces the same amount of heat as produced by the alternating current connected to the same circuit for a given time. So that means in the average value, we are saying that if you are using a circuit, we are using a circuit which is connected to a DC source, it generates a heat. It generates heat. In, in terms of average value, it generates a charge. This is considered as an average value. Okay. For average value, I am saying that the steady current which is passing through this particular circuit, so which produces the some amount of charge. You connect the same circuit with the AC source, so that the current passing, alternating current is passing through the circuit and generates some amount of charge, which is equal to the same charge which is produced by the DC source. So that particular charge is called as an average value. That value is called as an average value. Okay. Now, in the same way, it is explained for the RMS value as if you consider in a circuit, that circuit is connected to a DC source. So, how much amount of, when the current is passing through the circuit, how much amount of heat is produced or heat is dissipated through the circuit. The same amount of heat is dissipated by when it is connected to the same circuit when it is connected to a AC source. So that amount of heat value is represented as the RMS value. Okay, have you understand? This is the definition. Okay, when a steady DC current is transferring across a circuit, okay, there will be some heat generation. That heat generation is the same amount of when it is connected to an AC source to that particular circuit. Okay, the same amount of heat is generated. That value is termed as an RMS value. The term is a RMS value, root mean square value. Okay, this is the definition of an RMS value of an alternating quantity. Okay, I think you are not. So this is the definition of RMS value. Now we'll see about the RMS value derivation for an alternating quantity, alternating current. RMS value. Wait for one time. I will switch on my. Okay. Now we'll see about the RMS value of an alternating quantity. That means alternating current. So for that, I am considering the alternating current waveform with respect to theta I'm drawing the waveform. So if you want instantaneous value, so it can be given as I equals to I max sine theta for this waveform. Okay, this is the I max. This is the sine wave. So sine theta d theta. So now we'll see for a RMS value what is the formula. Area squared area of a half cycle squared wave by because it is a square waveform. So if you are taking a waveform, apply it to square. Okay. So we are considering the area for a half cycle. So half cycle means what is the limits 0 to 5. Okay. So in order to know the area for this, we need to apply integration. We need to apply integration by base length of the half cycle. Okay. So area of a square wave means integration of 0 to 5. That is the area, limits of this particular area, half cycle area, I square d theta. Why? Because it is a squared wave. The waveform is nothing but here alternating current waveform. It is represented by I. Okay. So if you are doing with a square, so a square wave. So if we need to apply square, I square d theta by what is the base length 5 to 0 for a half cycle. For a half cycle, what is the time period? 5 minus 0. So this is the IRMS. So if we apply root for this, the root over mean square value. Now we need to calculate this. First we need to calculate the area. So 1 by 5 integration of 0 to 5 is square. Writing here. By 5. So what is the value of I? Im square time. So in the place of I, we should substitute this equation. So that means I max sine theta whole square d theta 1 by 5. So after that I will apply root. Okay. Integration of integration of 0 to 5. Take out I max, no? I max square outside. Okay. For sine square theta d theta. So sine square theta can be written as in terms of cos as 1 minus of cos 2 theta by 2. So substitute that value. So Im square by 5. Here there is a root. So integration of 0 to 5. 1 minus of cos 2 theta by 2 d theta whole over root. Over Im square by 5. So if you take 2 outside of the integration, so that you get 2 by here. Okay. So integration of 0 to 5. 1 minus of cos 2 theta d theta. Okay. So I'm writing here root over Im square by 5. Integration of 1 is nothing but theta cos 2 theta integration is nothing but sin 2 theta by 2. apply limits. We have applied integration that we got some value m square by 2 pi. So we need to substitute the limits here. So pi minus of sine n pi value is 0. So if I substituted the pi value here, the place of sine to beta, so you get 0. Okay, that's why I'm not substituting. So if we substitute the 0, first we get the 0, get 0. So this is the value we're getting. So after solving, so I'm writing here. We are getting as IRMS is equals to IMS square or IM square by 2 pi. Bracket in terms of pi. So pi gets cancelled. That we are getting square root or cancelled. So IM by root 2, the IRMS value. The value derivation. So IRMS can be obtained as IM by root 2. Okay. So have you understand about this? Hello. 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 Anyone there? Have you understand?
Yes, sir.
Understood about this RMS value calculation? Okay, and derivation. So obtained RMS value as I max by root 2. This is the value. Okay. So this is the derivation for a RMS value of an alternating current. So in the similar way, you will get a RMS value of alternating voltage. So in the same way, which I have did for current, in the same way you have to do it for the alternating voltage. The same answer you will get as a VRMS is equals to Vm by root 2. Vm by root 2. It's not writing. Vm by root 2. Okay. So this is the value of the RMS value. Any doubts up to now? Hello? Any doubts? Any doubts up to now?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. So have you entered the chat attendance in your chat box?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I will stop the recording.